Hey guys, Mike, IronTrap Garage, and we're doing another week in the life of vlog. So I made a beeline from West Virginia last night to my parents' house in North Carolina with the Model A in tow. This thing is getting a full tour of the country. We are headed to Charlotte Motor Speedway. My dad turned 60 this year, and we're doing a driving experience at Charlotte. Now, we're not doing the NASCAR experience. We're doing a supercar experience. So my brother, my sister, and my dad and I all rented supercars, and we're going to go on the road course at Charlotte and do a couple laps. I rented a C8 Corvette. My sister's in an Audi A10. My brother's in a Porsche GT3, and my dad is in a Lamborghini Huracan. So for his 60th birthday, we just surprised him with something fun. So we're gonna hop in the truck, head over to Charlotte, do some laps, and then I am driving back home because on Monday we need to unload the box truck from West Virginia. So Model A is getting a tour of the East Coast. We're gonna go do some laps, and then we'll see what else we get into this week.
Rolling in that throttle. Rolling in. Okay, let's get close to this Ferrari. It's gonna let us by, so stay close. But don't pass him yet. Stay right behind him. It's gonna be after we start turning over here. Nice and smooth by him. Don't cut him off. Okay, let's pass him. Easy. Now start rolling in. And lift. Right. Orange, green. Off the brakes. Back out to your side. Tap, orange, green. Start getting your straight and all the way in, all the way in. Release that brake, orange, green. Back over to your side. Tap on the brakes, set that steering. Set yourself up nice and wide here. Bringing it back to that green. Brake. Orange. Pedal off the brake. Turn that car in. Roll into that accelerator. Smooth will be Mitch. Nice and easy. A little more. Straighten the wheel out. Down the straightaway. Left side of the track. And brake pedal. That's good right there. And turn in. Turn. Roll into that gas pedal. Over to the right. Just remember, give yourself space off the edge of the track. Over here, now give her a little gas through here if you want. Right here, then ease on over to the left. Perfect. Lift off, touch the brake, off the brake, turn right, roll into the gas pedal. Now ease out to the left, a little more. Hold it right here. Brake, lift, turn in, turn. Roll in, ease out, straight, then shoot. Third time by. And we're lifting, brake pedal. Off the brake, turn to the right, roll into the gas pedal. Left side of the track, hold right here, brake pedal, lift, turn into the right, tight right-hander. Roll gently in the accelerator, more. Right side of the course, lift off, coast through here. You're okay, let it coast. Now pick up the accelerator, nice and smooth. Lift just a hair off the accelerator, get that car rotated. Looking at your turn-in cone, nice and smooth. Keep rolling. Now late turn-in. Roll in. Roll left side and roll in. There you go.
Good morning from the warehouse. It is Tuesday. Yesterday we got the box truck from West Virginia unloaded. It is a mess up here. We got stuff everywhere. Construction's going on at the shop. The new building is getting added. So Matt and Steve are actually going to be here today to give me a hand to try and identify some parts, photograph parts for listings and then put it away organized so we can find it when it sells. So they're going to be here today helping me, thankfully, because there is a lot to do. This whole section over here needs to be gone through. Some of it is labeled, but not a lot. I believe the Model A is sold. I think I have someone coming Friday to pick it up. Super clean, two-door body. And then all of this madness over here needs to be gone through. So we got a lot of work to do. Well, I'm going to take you into our main room. Got engines everywhere. Show you our cleaning setup that we got set up here. So I'm gonna need more pallet racking. That's only like 8 quarter panels and that whole rack's full. We're gonna need some more. So we have a lot of brake parts, spindles, all kinds of stuff that is rusty and presents a little bit better once it is cleaned and painted. So we got this little setup down here. We got some Eastwood painting racks and picked up a drum of evaporust. So these spindles were pretty crusty. Then we let them sit for a whole day, about 8 hours in the evaporust. And then we just primed them with some Eastwood rust encapsulator. They came up pretty clean. So this is our setup. We got 2 drums here that we can hang parts in for a couple hours, pull them out, clean them, paint them, and they're ready to sell. So Ryan's been going through and trying to pair up backing plates, front and rear, you know, left and right. So we're gonna get a lot of those cleaned up. We got a bunch of spindles to do. We got all kinds of stuff we can dunk. We could dunk some of these pulleys and clean them up. I mean, the options are endless. So we're gonna get to work. Hopefully by the end of this week, all of this pallet racking will be filled with parts and we'll have a ton of stuff for sale. So let's get to work.
If they're even savable.
Wow.
Pretty nice on the inside.
Yeah, really nice on the inside.
Copper head gasket came right off. This engine is, well, it's been relieved at least.
Yeah.
The valves don't look that big. And right on them.
You can leave them there for now, Jeff. So we got something over there. Okay, so sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, these are pretty. Shit, you can save these head gaskets. They're coppers.
Okay.
Yeah, these are really clean. No corrosion.
Numbers correlate to. What do you scavenge these parts?
Well, I pulled the Edmunds heads off.
Yeah.
And this is a Harman Collins dual coil distributor.
Yep.
Parts cracked, which are always. They're Bakelite and they dry out.
Go to the back.
Hammer. Sear. What the hell does he need? Push rod. Adjustable tap.
I think he said driver's side.
Adjustable tappets.
Is there anything on the front for the cam?
I didn't get that far. It's APA, so it may not be.
Oh, that's right.
Although, hold on.
It's APA, but it's running the normal style cam.
Or were they just running an APA intake?
Wasn't the block kind of...
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, you're right. It is APA. Running an oil. Need a flashlight.
Is that the one that was supposed to be broken in the valley there?
Yeah, that's the rumor. Oh yeah. It says high lift on the cam.
Does it?
Yeah.
Nice.
So it's that. I wonder.
Is that Iscadarian?
I don't know. It doesn't have a. It's just a stamped high lift. No brand or ISKI or anything. There's,
Good morning from the warehouse. Today is Wednesday. We are back at the warehouse. Matt and Steve are on their way over again. They're still working on the building, so there's a lot of noise and construction going on, so they figured they'd come here and give us a hand putting GM sheet metal away. So yesterday, we got more GM sheet metal up. We're utilizing all the higher areas for the big bulky stuff, because it's probably gonna take a little bit for some of these quarter panels to sell. But yesterday, Matt and Steve soaked a bunch of stuff in our Evaporust, and first thing this morning we're going to pull it out. They put it in around lunchtime yesterday, so it's been in there for like 16 hours. So we're going to see how well this worked. If you'd like to do the honors, Ryan. They look very green. So we'll have to clean some of this stuff off and wire brush it, and some of it might have to be dunked a second time because it does eat the rust, but sometimes the bigger rust flakes take some time. We'll see how it looks once we clean her off. These are pretty green. This stuff, he said he put some pretty crusty stuff in here, so. Oh well, yeah, look. It just looks green from being in there. I don't know if these are going to be salvageable. Bearing surface looks kind of rough. But, yeah, they actually cleaned up pretty well. I think a lot of that color is actually just the fluid. Oh, look, it's got a bubble there in the middle. Pop. That's a Lincoln backing plate. Yeah, I think once we clean these up, they'll look fairly decent. So these originally looked like this. Actually, this one's not too bad. Pretty crusty. They look like that. So this stuff, you know, a little bit of wire wheel, let it soak overnight, and it doesn't look half bad. Put some primer on them, they'll be ready to go. So we'll dry them off, clean them up, throw them up on our paint rack. Put the old handy rust encapsulator on them. We'll see how they look. We've got these Edmunds heads sitting here. We put some paint stripper on them. Hopefully clean them off and see how bad they look, because these had the fins like physically ground off. So we'll see how they look. They might be kind of scary. All right, so Steve's been working on this old rocket that Matt picked up in Virginia. The car was media blasted, so there was a bit of a desert right here under the intake. We had to vacuum, but the head's ready to pull. Should we see what it looks like? This is either going to be good news for Matt or bad news. Oof.
That thing is not horrible.
That does look like it was bored out. Those look pretty big.
That is not horrible. I was expecting a horror show there.
Especially when you said there's water coming out of it.
Yes.
Does not look terrible. Obviously the water jackets have some gunk in them, but it doesn't look terrible. Looks better than that APA when we took that, or the one for Beautiful, right?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Not terrible.
Yeah, this thing, it's been stored for a long time, but I guess it was always under roof.
Yeah, it's still oily, which is good.
Yep.
We'll pop the other side off, see what it looks like. Maybe we'll get lucky, Steve.
Maybe.
Also, we forgot to show this. This side of the head is actually pretty decent. Just a little flash rust in the cylinders. Cylinder head, nothing too bad. Definitely needs to be hot tanked. There's some gross stuff in everything. All the water passages are filled with gunk.
Yep.
Any water on this side or no?
A little bit, not as much as the other side.
Yeah, look at that.
I am really pleasantly surprised.
There's some water in the cylinder, but that's just from popping the head off.
Yep.
Yeah, it doesn't look bad at all. We'll have to do some measuring and see what size it is, because the guy did say it was bored out, right?
Did say it was bored out, yeah. Said they used international truck pistons or something.
Yeah.
I don't.
It doesn't look like there's any stampings on the cylinders, so I'll have to do a little measuring to see what the bore is, but overall does not look too bad. Still some grease from when they put the head gaskets on.
Just a little gooey, right?
Yep. So maybe we'll pop the water pump off, see what cam it has in it, but all in all, this actually isn't too bad. Maybe we'll pop the valley pan off and see how
See what it looks like.
see how gunky it looks. But overall, not too bad.
All right, so it is Thursday, and we're back in the shop. We've been helping Mike for a couple days, or actually a few days, while the build was going on at the new shop. Yes. While that was going on, Steve, Mike, myself, and Ryan were at the warehouse, and we were working on getting some of the parts unloaded from the West Virginia haul that we just got, and just a massive amount of NOS, GM type stuff, along with some early Ford stuff, and just wrapping our heads around what it is, trying to organize it. We have months and months and months of identification to do, and hoping, fingers crossed, that the stuff isn't all duds and you know, cars that GM cars that nobody wants. We've already run into some of that, but we're hoping there's some good ones in there. But we're glad to have saved it. So after getting all that done, Steve and I are back at the shop. We have a lot of cleaning up to do. I actually have the door crew is here finishing up. They got this build done in 2 days. 2 days. It's crazy that they got the whole building up in 2 days. Now the basically day passed, and now the garage door guys are here. So they're working on doing the garage doors. They got an inspector coming, everything. So the building's going to be close to buttoned up this week, which is really awesome. So I have a lot of cleaning up to do in the shop. Right now, Steve is actually working on, I'll flip you guys around here. Got junk piles everywhere because things have been displaced from building. Who am I kidding? We had junk anyways. We got the 2 of these cars moved over here in the yard for the builders to get in. Steve's working on, finally, we got a nice viewer that had a 4-door that I guess he parted out, and found out, I did not know this, but the viewer kind of educated us, that the rear window for a 4-door is the same as this body style car. So obviously the seal's junk, but we're just getting a window in for now, so we have something in the hole so we can drive the car around. Pretty sweet. It's fired pretty much right up. I mean, it was super cold to begin this week, and we haven't started it since like we did that test drive. Yeah, it's been
2 months.
At least 2 months. Yeah, it was like when we did that test drive, we parked it and never touched it again. So let the fuel pump prime, pumped the gas a few times, fired it twice, and it started up and idle and was great. So really, really happy with this engine and everything in it. So that's working out well. But we have a ton of stuff to button up on this car. I have a lot of traveling to do the next handful of weeks, so we're gonna probably get this back in and have Steve start doing some more just little button up stuff to get a little further along. My dad's coming back in first week of May, so he's already been asking about this car. So we're gonna start tinkering on it again, and then get Dad to start helping us, but start making it look like a car. So that's pretty cool. 39 has interior being done right now. I don't know if I've mentioned that in other videos. So we pulled the seats and all this stuff out a while ago, and it's empty right now. So we have seats being done, door cards being done that are in a red and black pleated interior. So it's gonna be a nice, you know, just traditional hot rod look. So we're gonna finish the car out a little better. We had a lot of people asking what's going on with it, so we just wanted to button the car up a little better, and an interior definitely is gonna help this this old junkyard find. So that's what we have going on. We're gonna work on the roof insert on the 32 and on the troll car today. Finish that up. We were working on that earlier this week, and then she's moving along, but got a lot going on at once. Garage doors upstairs going in, and Steve's working out there. I'm gonna start cleaning up here. We got a roof insert here that we got the studs welded in and about ready to get wrapped. So exciting stuff. Hey guys, it's Saturday, and I spent Friday with Kate doing her birthday stuff. We did a little bit of hanging out, and then I had to hop on a plane and go out to Michigan. We were at the Gilmore Museum again. I'm doing a little workshop seminar for them in their workshop area. They do these winter workshops over the years. They have different people come in and do short seminars for museum goers to come and see, and it's pretty neat that we get to interact with people here. So they brought me in. I'm doing like a short one-day class with them, or half a day class, and we're in the one half of the workshop here. We're going to walk over there. Josh has his Model A coupe there that we're going to use for kind of like a prop, showing making some patch panels and doing some stuff like that. So that should be pretty fun. And we're going to try and sneak around the museum a little bit before the end of the video and run around and see what's new at the museum. I'll try and give you guys a sneak peek of that. So I got to get everything together and start working. Just another day.
I'm Josh Russell, Executive Director of the Gilmore Museum, and I'm thrilled to have our second season now of Winter Workshop Series at the Gilmore. We started these last year, and thanks Matt Murray, our guest instructor today from IronTrap Garage and his entire IronTrap empire. So YouTube channel, hot rod builder, custom builder, and parts house. Slinger. Yes, parts slinger. But it's terrific to have Matt here. He did our first winter workshop last year. We did 3 last year. We're doing another 3 this year.
So, like Josh, thank you guys for coming. Like you guys, Josh mentioned, I try and keep these shorter ones more of an open forum. So if you guys, I have some stuff in mind, but if you guys have something you really want to see or learn about, we'll go in the direction I want you guys to get the most out of it. So if there's something you want to see or ask about, or I can try and show, I'd rather you guys get those answers than me build some partners from scratch to get the answer. That's the idea. So, so some of the basics I'm going to go over basically is one big thing I want to talk about here, which I think is relevant to most people interested. Overpriced patch panels. So I talk about in some of the videos I do, like people buy patch panels for Model A's, 32s. It doesn't matter if it's a Camaro or it's an early Ford, there's a lot of patch panels you buy and you get them and you end up spending more time making them fit your car than if you just build them from scratch. So I want to change the way you think about this, where you're like, look at it and you're like, how could I make this myself? And it'll cost you $10 in metal instead of buying a part, getting it, and spending the same amount of work to modify it to make it work. So that's kind of like, I thought this car's a very good example of that because it's kind of a mess. So
I know, you're not hurting my feelings, Matt. It's okay.
I'm trying to sell him another body. But yeah, anyway, so I found over the years a lot of times, I've helped friends out with cars that they start building them and they buy patch panels from 10 different places and none of them are the same, none of them match, and they put them on the car, and it's just, you end up doing a lot more work than if you just like made all the patches yourself and everything was all the same. So this bead down here, this is, when I'm thinking about making patch panels, you start breaking it down into the procedures to make a panel. So if I looked at this door skin, what are the steps to make it? And once you start learning how to break a panel down, you're like, it's really not that difficult, it's just a bunch of steps. So like for this patch panel we're talking about, we're basically just building this lower area in front of the door. So what you want to look at is just making this bead and what it takes to do that. So this bead, while it may look like it could be complex or whatever, it's really just like 2 functions. It's essentially, maybe 3 I guess technically. Making the bead really is just one step. You're putting a step in the metal right here, and then it's just a broken edge. It's not that it's stamped in one shot. When they make these patch panels, that's all they're doing. They run it through the bead roller, they make this step, and then they put it in a break, and they break it. So you can basically make this bottom body line with a bead roller and a brake, or like you can tip it with a bead roller. So once you learn how to break those steps down, then the sides are just broken edges. And then what they do is they use a shrinker stretcher. This is a hand operated one. They probably use a power one or a foot operated one. It looks like by the marks it's like a Urco or something that's has different jaws. But so this panel is just, again, broken edge, shrinker stretcher. And they shrink these edges to get that curvature to it. And it has a little flop right now just because of the way the beadwork is done to point it a little bit. The doors actually have a little bit.
All right, so another exciting week in the life of IronTrap. We're back here at the warehouse just finishing some stuff up at the end of the week. Matt is on his way back from the Gilmore. We got some lights in finally. It gets very gloomy in here when it's like rainy outside, which it currently is now. So without these lights, it'd be like almost impossible to see. Makes it kind of tough to pull stuff off the shelves and take photos, so helps a lot. I need to run one more string down the other side, and that'll be pretty good. So we're getting things wrapped up here. Don't forget Carlisle, we are in spaces K1 through K3, right on the corner of row K, right next to the barbecue stand by gate 1. So if you're coming, come say hi. We'll be there Tuesday to Friday. If you saw anything in West Virginia that's big and bulky that you would like to buy, please send us a DM on Instagram or email us, and we can bring it to Carlisle for you, so we don't have to ship it, risk damaging an NOS quarter panel or hood or anything like that. So thanks guys for watching. We'll catch you next time. I got a lot of work to do, so I'm gonna start putting some parts away. See ya.